Hallelujah. Glory to Jesus. He's wonderful. He's the King of glory, the Lord of lords. He reigns in heaven supreme, and he will make the earth the new heaven. Make no mistakes about it. His word is able. The gospel of the kingdom of heaven is able to perform heaven of this earth. Let us give him the praise and the glory. Well, I have been continuing to give you this update. America is falling, and you can get more of it on this YouTube channel at Happy Eternity FM TV. And I'm telling you, we are watching not just the decline of an empire, but the man that is reigning over her presently, her president, Donald J. Trump. What a nitwit. Of course, I have said to you, he's the Antichrist. Obviously, he's the Antichrist. So much that goes about him associates with darkness, with evil, with the worship of Satan. And it amazes me, but I am now understanding better how the church in America has been duped to follow such an ignoramus and very cruel and evil, pathetic person in this man. Today I'm sharing with you, America is falling with Trump's mind. His mind is falling with America. I'm telling you. Listen to this. The things that Donald J. Trump is saying more recently are getting worse. And they are reflecting what a group of professional psychiatrists that have come together, now numbering 37, they have come out with a publication. What I'm saying is open for you to go and see for yourself and read for yourself. Expertized opinion on his mental health. And they are saying he's exhibiting the known characteristics and symptoms of narcissistic megalomania. There is someone in Africa that has been compared to that, and that was Idi Amin. You remember Idi Amin from the 1970s, who titled himself CBE, Conqueror of the British Empire. And that's where Donald J. Trump's megalomania has reached. This level of thinking and egoistic, full blown out, is being exhibited for the whole world to see. How else can you explain? Recently, when he was asked concerning their constitution, whether it is not his sworn duty to uphold the constitution, and he was asked, will you uphold the constitution concerning a legal matter regarding the exportation of American citizens to prisons in other lands. Recently now they are talking about Libya. And this megalomania has now caught up with members of his cabinet, like Secretary of State Marco Rubio. And Donald J. Trump said he doesn't know whether he should uphold the Constitution. That is class 101 in children's school. They know better to say they will uphold the Constitution of their corrupt country. But here is the president, and he says he doesn't know. Asked concerning his war on tariffs, whether he will exempt children products which are now running out, and companies are thinking twice and thrice as to whether to import these things from China while they face over 120% tariff measures. And he was asked an easy question whether he would exempt children and their products. And he says he doesn't know. I mean, how much does he know and how much does he not know? He talked about a tariff war and spoke about how he was going to bring all the world, all the nations of the country, at least to negotiate with him. No country has negotiated with him. Every country has defied him. He has no clue what to do with import and export, and he has no clue what to do with other nations. Look at what is going on. He has toyed with World War III, toyed with it in Ukraine, toyed with it in the Middle East, now with Yemen and also with Gaza and Iran. What is the world seeing? We are seeing the spectacle of the presidency of the United States exhibiting the fall of this colossal corruption they call the United States of America. And what is going on really? I want us to turn in our Bibles. Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verses 9. First of all, I want you to see what the wise philosopher King Solomon was saying. He says, that which has been is what will be. That which is done is what will be done. And there is nothing new under the sun. I want you to understand, Donald J. Trump is not a new exhibition of this megalomania, and the decline of his mental health is nothing new in the pinnacle of the leadership of even an industrialized country. Adolf Hitler was the president of Germany, the reigning chancellor, when his mind was clearly in free fall. And those who should have known better, rather than help him out of the chancellorship, were strengthening him in the chancellorship. And yet his mental decline was falling with Germany. Germany ended up going into an unnecessary war, a war beyond its capacity. The same way Donald J. Trump is going and pushing America together with him into trade wars beyond the capacity of America. America's economy cannot do without China's production and supply, cannot do without India, cannot do without the rest of the world. But Donald J. Trump, overly exaggerating his measure and the impression of America's supremacy, now has put America in trade wars way beyond her capacity. He's declining. His mental health is declining. And America is falling with that mental decline. How God is amazing. God is amazing because this is God's doing. And it is marvelous in my eyes. Why? Because this is the capital of Satan in the earth. This is Babylon. And Babylon is falling while we are watching. Now, I'm sharing this, America is falling, in part also to help the community of believers in America who are thinking this kind of ignoramus man can be sent of God. God cannot send such a cruel leader. Look at what is going on with Gaza today. Have you heard what Israel is planning to do to mop out Gaza, mop out all the Palestinians out of Gaza? Do you know the genocide that is going to be committed in your face, in your generation, while you are watching? Because the United States is backing this kind of evil conservative regime, presuming that this is the regime of God, that Netanyahu is a servant of God. 1,000 times no. God is love. God is not into murdering and killing children, women, and helpless men. That is not God. What you're seeing Israel doing, that is America. That is not even Israel. That is America under Donald J. Trump, a megalomaniac, a man who has no feeling or care for the lives of others. This man has toyed with World War III. The same way Hitler toyed with World War III. If you want to understand this better, go to Daniel chapter 5. This is not new. This has happened before. In the days of Belshazzar, the last king of Babylon. When a kingdom is in free fall, you can, if you want to know a symptom of a kingdom in free fall, look at Rome under the Caesars, from Nero following forward. Megalomaniacs, crazy nincompoops, cannot think, caring nothing for the ordinary people. Nero was burning believers and putting their bodies in torches to light the cities, the streets of Rome. Donald J. Trump is not far from that. When you are getting people, arresting them from the streets with no any due process and exporting them to Libya to die in prisons there, Where do you think that kind of man is taking a country? Down, going south. So Belshazzar was that kind of ruler. You remember how he got the cups out of the temple, and he was there busy drinking with the artifacts from the temple of the Lord, and God's hand came and wrote on the wall, measuring his kingdom. That is where America is. Donald J. Trump, playing with the name of Jesus, suggested during Easter in a post, he suggested that he would like everyone to know that he would love to resurrect Jesus from the dead. This is Donald J. Trump. Recently, after the Pope died, the Roman Catholic Pope tweeted and put up an image depicting himself as the new Pope. A cardinal in the United States wrote to him, responding to that jest, saying, "Don't mock us. We have just lost our father." This is megalomania, displaying the fall of a corrupt nation. Every time a nation is in free fall, look at its leader. Belshazzar was playing with the things of God like it was a game. The same way Donald J. Trump is playing. The other day, he had the Ark of the Covenant resident in Mar-a-Lago, a replica. It was resident in Mar-a-Lago for about 9 months. He has just completed a Trump Tower with its front in the depiction of the third temple, the replica. He wants his so-called tower to look like the door of the temple of God. This is Donald J. Trump. And believers are thinking this is something sent of God. No, unless your God is Satan. This is sent of Satan to mock God. But listen, God shall not be mocked. He laughs in derision because who is this who dares defy the name of the living God? And so America is being cut down. Look at Daniel chapter 5, verses 13. Because when people don't understand what's going on, you need a wise man to explain it to you. Daniel was the wise man. Everyone who was celebrating with Belshazzar thought Babylon had another 100 years or another 1,000 years. Daniel knew better. Then Daniel was brought in before the king that he should interpret their handwriting or written on the wall. The king spoke and said to Daniel, "Are you that Daniel who is one of the captives from Judah, whom my father the king brought from Judah?" You know, people who are mad don't even understand what a servant of God is. And that is how not only Trump is, but so many of the ministers and believers in America, when they hear a man of God like me speaking, they don't understand who I am. They don't understand the witness I'm bearing to them. You are going down. And I'm telling you, awake, awake, awake. Arise to the nation of God. The nation that Christ bought with his own blood. Don't fall with America. Don't fall with Donald J. Trump. Hold on to the faith of Jesus Christ. I have heard of you that the Spirit of God is in you, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom are found in you. Now the wise man, at least he was good enough to receive the counsel of God. I hope Donald J. Trump will remove the likes of Paula White from around him and receive the real counsel of God, because his mind is going down and he's taking the nation together with him. Perhaps if he receives the counsel of God, he will not hit the ground as bad as he's going to hit the ground together with America. There might be some respite left for the people in America. Now the wise men, the astrologers, have been brought in before me that they should read this writing and make known to me its interpretation. But they could not give the interpretation of the thing, you see. Your pastors can't understand Donald Trump. They can't understand what's happening with America. They don't know what's going on. But it's going down. Very soon the shelves will be empty. The tariff war is going to cause anguish, agony. And I have heard of you that you can give interpretations and explain enigmas. Now, if you can read the writing and make known to me its interpretation, You shall be clothed with purple and have a chain of gold around your neck, and shall be the third ruler in the kingdom. Even Hitler, in his madness, when it was all closing in on him, he had nothing to offer. He knew it is done. He knew the Third Reich, Germany, was done. Donald J. Trump thinks America can be made great again. He's trying to reconstruct the America of the time of slavery, the America when women could not have any say in public affairs. That is the America he wants to rebuild. And that is why he signed executive order restituting segregation, restituting laws that are against races, particularly minority races like the black race. That is the America he's looking forward to. Then Daniel answered and said before the king, let your gifts be for yourself and give your rewards to another. You know, I'm amazed. I saw a pastor in Africa here, I think from Uganda, this Robert Kayanja, boasting about a coin with Donald Trump. And I was given this coin. The coin of a megalomaniac, the coin of a fool. That's what you have. And you say you are a servant of God. Can't you see what is falling down? And he was proudly saying Donald Trump is going to come to his church. To do what? What honor is there in Donald Trump visiting you? There is no honor. This is a Satanist that has been sent from darkness. And he's been sent as Apollyon the destroyer. His assignment is to destroy their capital. And you want to receive him. To which end? Daniel said, I will read the writing to the king and make known to him the interpretation. So I'm reading the writing to America. O king, the most high God gave Nebuchadnezzar your father a kingdom and majesty, glory and honor. Remember, this is the son of Nebuchadnezzar. Remember that this is the same Nebuchadnezzar. In his pride, God cast him down and he became like a wild beast. That's what happens. That is what is happening with America. America is a laughing stock. Did you see that meeting in the Oval Office, the President of the United States and the Prime Minister of Canada? And the Prime Minister of Canada is being asked, will you allow America to take over Canada and make Canada the 51st state? And he said, come on, let's quit jokes aside. Canada is not for sale. And there was Trump, a president of the United States of America, saying, never say never, never say never. Did you see the interview with that lady? No, with the gentleman from CBS, where he was asked about this punishing of a certain prisoner from America, an American citizen. He was sent to Ecuador. And he was saying the man had a tattoo, MS-13, which is a gun, and it was clearly photoshopped. Anyone can see it is photoshopped. And the journalist told him, Mr. President, that is photoshopped. He said, no, it is not. It's a real tattoo. He said, no, it is photoshopped. Said, why can't you agree with me? A president. No intelligence. And he's supposed to have the counsel of the CIA, the FBI, enough people to tell him whether something is photoshopped or not. And he was arguing. But look, can you not agree with me? Can't you just say it was a tattoo? Where did they pick this from? The gates of hell, that's where. And America is a laughing stock to the whole world. Why? Because God resists the proud. Where he finds pride, he will cast it down with foolishness. And that's how I know America is truly going down. Verses 19. And because of the majesty that he gave him, all peoples, nations, and languages trembled and feared before him. That's how America has been. Whoever he wished he executed, whoever he wished he kept alive, whoever he wished he set up, and whoever he wished he put down. America went like that, pulling down presidents, killing Lumumba in Congo, killing Gaddafi in Libya. America was at it, killing presidents in Europe. But they brought down Adolf Hitler. That was America. And it could rise up dictators like Saddam Hussein to become rulers. And when they got tired of him, pulled him down. America had its way in her pride. But when his heart was lifted up and his spirit was hardened in pride. He was deposed from his kingly throne, and they took his glory from him. Then he was driven from the sons of men. His heart was made like the beasts, and his dwelling was with the wild donkeys. That's what God does with the proud. And America is going down that way, together with Trump. This megalomaniac display that is providing exciting theater. The comedians can't cope up with him. Every day is something more stupid than the day before. They are laughing, but I'm telling you, it isn't funny. It isn't funny. Because the nation is going down and hearts are going to faint. And then it's going to stop being the joke that you think it is. And serious questions have to be asked. What is the way out? The way out is Zion. That is the way out. God is bringing down a corrupt kingdom to raise his perfect nation. All right, that's why I'm here with America is falling. They fed him with grass like oxen, and his body was wet with the dews of heaven, till he knew that the Most High God rules in the kingdom of men and appoints over it whoever he chooses. But you, his son, Belshazzar, you have not humbled your heart, although you knew all this. Nothing new under the sun. Although you knew all this, your pride. We saw the proud Gaddafi who claimed that Allah was his best friend. And he said Christianity was a concoction and Jesus was a fraud. He came down and died like a rat. Saddam Hussein hid in a hole. Donald J. Trump, where do you think you are going? You survived COVID. You're not surviving this. You will come to the pit, and together with this blessed America of yours, oh boy, I'm saying blessed in quotes. You exalted yourself up against the Lord of heaven. They have brought the vessels of his house before you, and you and your lords, your wives, and your concubines, you have drunk wine from them. The way Trump and his ignoramus crew of megalomaniacs like him are making a nuisance of the faith of Jesus Christ. Going in meetings and churches and talking in their vulgarity. And you have changed pastors who should have served God. You have made them politicians. All right, let's see how that goes. And you have praised the gods of silver and gold. Isn't that Donald J. Trump with that golden face? Bronze and iron, wood and stone, which do not see or hear or know. And the God who holds your breath in his hand and owns all your ways, you have not glorified him. That is where Trump is. You have not glorified God. You have not remembered his kingdom. You have ignored his word. You have changed his prophets and made them to become as callous and cruel as you are. I was reading a Christian magazine, Christian Post, and a pastor was arguing how judges should be arrested because they are lawless. The judges are defending the blameless. They're defending the helpless. And Trump is arresting them. And the pastor is writing and saying these are lawless judges that should be arrested. Pastors are defending deportation of others, the infringement of their rights. Pastors are defending Israel committing mass genocide in the Middle East because Donald J. Trump is behind it, backing it up. And you think you will survive God. When you have used his name in vain, you have caused his servants to sin. You think you will survive the judgment of God. Listen to me and listen to me well. You are going down and your mind has no respite, and America going with you. Then the fingers of the hand were sent from him, and this writing was written. And this is the inscription that was written. Are you hearing, America? MENE, MENE, TEKEL, UPHARSIN. This is the interpretation for each word. MENE, God has numbered your kingdom. America, you are numbered. And finished it. America, you're finished. Tekel, you have been weighed in the balances and found wanting. Perez, your kingdom has been divided and given to the Medes and Persians. Listen, America has been given to Zion, and Zion is rising out of Africa. We are taking over. Make no mistakes about it. We are taking over this earth. God is establishing his kingdom over the earth, and his will shall be done here as it is done in heaven. America, your time is up. And Donald J. Trump's mental decline is the most pronounced sign of this. Watch and see. He will come to the complete, obvious display of nonsensical madness. Then it will be apparent to you God did not send such a man, and America will have fallen together with him. Come to Zion. Believe Jesus. Come to Mount Zion, to the company of 10,000 upon 10,000 of angels. Zion is not an abstract. Zion is not a fiction. It's not even a religion, and it is not in the Middle East. It is not Israel. That is a counterfeit. That is a lie. Zion is the nation God made in one day by the blood of Jesus, when he restored the eternal heritage of every man. Come to Zion and find wisdom. Find your sovereign divinity and find the kingdom whose increase will never end. America is ending. Zion will never end. Shalom.